Erwin Rommel, Before the Desert War, The Origins of the Desert Fox. Long before his legend was forged in the sands of North Africa, before he earned the nickname the Desert Fox, Erwin Rommel was already a master of war, not by rank, but by brilliance. In the 1930s, as Europe inched toward chaos, Rommel stood apart. A thinker, a fighter, a soldier of uncanny instinct. This is not the story of his fame. This is the untold story of how he became dangerous. Erwin Johannes Eugen Rommel was born in 1891 in Heidenheim, in the Kingdom of Württemberg. His father was a schoolmaster, his mother, the daughter of a high-ranking official. Rommel didn't come from a military dynasty, and yet, he chose the army. He joined the 124th Infantry Regiment in 1910, and by the time World War I erupted, he was already a junior officer. But it wasn't rank that made Rommel stand out. It was his personal bravery and tactical brilliance. He saw combat in France, Romania, and Italy. It was in the Italian Alps, at the Battle of Caporetto in 1917, that he stunned both enemies and allies. Outnumbered 10-1, Rommel led 150 German troops through the mountains, bypassing defenses, seizing high ground, and capturing over 9,000 Italians. He became a national hero and was awarded the Pour le Mérite, the highest Prussian military honor. But more important than his medal was what he learned. Surprise, speed, terrain, and morale. These four principles would become Rommel's signature. After World War I, Germany was humiliated. The Treaty of Versailles reduced its army to 100,000 men. Rommel stayed. He wasn't just a fighter, he was a thinker. In the 1920s, Rommel trained cadets in infantry tactics and leadership. He believed in leading from the front, always observing with his own eyes, adapting to the battlefield, and pushing initiative down the ranks. In a rigid German military system, Rommel's style was unorthodox, but effective. His methods caught attention. By the early 1930s, Rommel had already begun writing about his experiences. In 1937, his book Infantry Attacks was published. It wasn't just a memoir. It was a tactical masterclass. Rommel used actual battlefield accounts from World War I to explain ambushes, envelopment, deception, and mobility. The book became required reading in military circles, not just in Germany, but abroad. And one reader in particular was deeply impressed: Adolf Hitler. By 1938, Hitler had consolidated power. He sought charismatic, loyal officers who embodied the new Germany. Rommel, articulate, brave, and politically clean, fit the mold. He was assigned as commandant of Hitler's military escort battalion, accompanying the Führer during public appearances and political tours. This position gave Rommel rare access to Hitler's inner circle, but it also put him under scrutiny. Rommel wasn't a member of the Nazi Party. He wasn't an ideologue. He was a nationalist, yes, a patriot, but his loyalty lay with the army. Yet in Nazi Germany, neutrality was dangerous. Still, Hitler admired him. He once remarked, "Rommel is a man of action, a natural leader." In 1939, Rommel was assigned to Hitler's headquarters during the invasion of Poland. But soon after, he made a bold request. He wanted field command again. Rommel's request was granted. In early 1940, he was given command of the 7th Panzer Division, an armored unit. Despite Rommel's infantry background, many doubted the choice. He had never led tanks before. But Rommel adapted instantly. During the invasion of France in May 1940, his division moved so quickly, it earned the nickname the Ghost Division. Even the German High Command often didn't know where Rommel was. In less than 6 weeks, Rommel's unit advanced hundreds of miles, breaking through the French lines, seizing bridges, and cutting off enemy supplies. It was here that Rommel fully fused mobility, psychology, and audacity into one deadly method: And this was the moment the legend began to form. The moment when Hitler saw in him the perfect man for a new campaign, North Africa. So, who was Rommel before the desert? He was a man of speed, not slogans, a leader who earned loyalty from below and suspicion from above. He didn't create blitzkrieg, he lived it. In our next episode, we follow Rommel to North Africa, where he would rise, falter, and face his greatest tests. Until then, subscribe to War Minds 1930s. And remember, the greatest generals are forged before the war begins.